Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 3 focused PvP. Sorry about the noise at the start. My phone was slightly overhanging off the side of my desk, and when I went to move the controller, I smacked it. And it flopped and it made loud noise and I apologize. It made loud noises and I apologize. You mean what I know. So today we're using the weapons I picked out last time, Carthus, Greatsword, and Mankin claws. We got some nice bleed resin that will go with them. So I'll only use the bleed resin if someone else buffs first. Aww. Ouch. I will say that is a fancier looking version of that combo, though. I feel bad for him. I do, in fact, feel a bit bad for him. Let's bring in the rock, see if he can stand up to this. And that causes bleed as well, which is the scary part. So, you know, this is one you don't see as often as the others, the Exiled Greatsword, for example. Does less damage overall, but in all honesty, it's equally terrifying. If not more so because it causes bleed. I feel like we'll see this one a lot more often once this stops being such a meta weapon. Once people start to branch out, they'll find out how good this one is. So, it'll be an interesting time. That said, again, it does have Spin Slash. That said, this Spin Slash is a little bit more spiffy than the other one, with a little flip in the middle instead of just a spin like this one. You know? I feel like its hitbox is more narrow, but it's a wider, or rather, not wider. Its hitbox is more narrow. It's more linear than it is horizontal, I suppose would be the proper way of saying it. I don't know, it still doesn't sound right, but you guys, you know what I'm trying to say with it. It's more along one plane instead of being widespread like the other one. So if you were using it in actual invasion against multiple opponents, it might not be the best option simply due to the fact that you wouldn't hit them if they were on your sides. So, there's that. You buff, I buff. Oh. It's that weapon. He's not doing the right combo with it, though, is he? Oh, no, he is. I didn't expect that he'd actually be able to hyper armor through that, and I actually need to go close the door now because Becca is about to get in the shower, and you can probably hear the water. Give me 1 second, guys. Oops. More noises. But yeah, I didn't expect the hyper armor on that to be so good. I haven't seen anyone use it in so long, I guess I kind of forgot how good its hyper armor actually is. It's a rare moment when I try and trade with it anyway to begin with, but, you know, I figured we'd at least go even on that. Apparently I'm wrong, and that's fine. I just... okay. My own fault. And then again, while standing up after the attack, I was unable to roll because the game said no. It's been a more and more common occurrence. So I'm not quite sure what the cause of that is. I have the feeling it's related to my controller and the fact that some of the buttons are sticking and it's just already, unfortunately, in need of replacing. It just doesn't seem to last. I've always had this issue with Xbox controllers where they don't seem to last as long as PlayStation controllers. I don't know if that's just something that I've had an issue with or if that's like an actual thing, but I've always felt that way. Like for my PlayStation, I have 2 controllers. I've only ever had 2 controllers. This is my first Xbox One controller, and some of the buttons are already not working. I got this controller when Dark Souls 3 came out. Like, you know? Same goes for back in the day when I was on Xbox. I had 4 Xbox controllers. 4. I went through 4 in the time it took to go from Dark Souls to Dark Souls 2, and then I moved to PlayStation 4. Or 3, rather. Ah, you got out of that. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Now he's gonna throw those and attempt to bleed me with that. No? Really? Interesting. Oh, it tinged my shield. I was blocking, to be fair, so that made sense. It wasn't really like a ting as in a partial parry, but... meh. That's fair. That's fair. Interesting, though, that when I was bled out, it stunned me slightly, so that I wasn't able to get the combo on him. Despite the fact that I was able to hit him, it didn't get the combo. So maybe this one doesn't have the guaranteed 4-hit combo, because he was able to get out easily before that 4th hit came around. And it does have a slightly different animation than any of the other weapons with Spin Sweep or Spin Slash or Spin Bash. They're all the same at the end of the day, call it what you will. They all have literally identical animations, except for this one, and that guy was able to get out. See, that's good. I like that. Like, I'm really happy about that. That means this weapon's a little bit more forgiving, I suppose you could say. Not necessarily balanced, because it is still very clearly possible to just kill someone right off with the skill. And if I put on not the pine resin, but the Carthus whatever, if I put on that, then that doesn't really, you know, help with the whole living thing on my opponent's end. But it's more forgiving in a way because they can actually get out. So if they don't, it's more their fault than anything, I think. I like that. That is a good thing. If only more of the weapons could be that way. Just my opinion on the matter, but I've gone over it enough times, I'm not going to go over it again. What are you using? Mailbreaker, huh? Lag, huh? You, sir, are too laggy for me to be comfortable fighting you without the cheese. And that's exactly why. Way too laggy for my own comfort. Not high on my list of priorities to deal with that. So let's get another summon in. I'm going to drink some of my tea. And then we'll go from there. That's better. So I reorganized my desk over last night and today. It took a while. Before, I had my desktop actually sitting on the floor behind my desk. And on my left side, I had the PlayStation 3, the Wii U, power strip, surge protector thingamajig, and then just miscellaneous other shit thrown on the shelves. And on the right side, oh, and a speaker. And then on the right side, I had my other speaker and some miscellaneous cables, some controllers, the games, so on and so forth. Figured, you know, I'm not really playing my PlayStation 3 anymore. There's never been anything really overly special for the Wii U anytime recently. So I moved the Wii U out into the other room, put that on my new TV. I'd like to not get stuck there, thank you. Ooh, the range on that was good. I didn't expect that range. It was a little bit longer than I thought. I actually rarely fight that weapon. Most people are using other curved swords over that, so I didn't really expect it. That's a good thing. Some nice variety for a change. So, like I was saying, I rearranged the desk. My desktop is now on my left side. I took out the middle shelf, and the desktop is sitting there next to the speaker, and my PlayStation 4 is behind the speaker. I really don't have any discs because I have one disc for my PlayStation 4. 2 discs. 2. I'm wrong. And those are Mortal Kombat, which was given to me and I never play, and then Dragon Age Inquisition, which I played the hell out of, and now it just sits because there's just nothing else to do with it, ever. So, yeah. Basically, I'm okay with the front of the PlayStation being somewhat blocked. Doesn't really bother me too much. And then on the right side, I ended up putting my other speaker where it was prior. I've got the main power strip, because before I was running 2 surge protector power strip things, one on each side of the desk, and now I've only got one that's running everything. My other one, it died on me. It died a not so glorious death. It didn't take anything out with it, fortunately, but I swear it was probably about to take out my TV and my lamp. My TV kept turning itself off, just slowly dimming. There'd be a flash, and then it would turn off. And then the lamp, it's one of those ones that have the 5 different bulbs, and you can like sort of position the different arms of it. You can angle them and bend them around. They were flickering out of sync with each other. It was actually kind of interesting. It was like a Christmas light display where the lights flicker, you know? Except a little bit more dangerous and not intentional. So needless to say, I took that out of the equation and put everything over to the other one. I had to use a few power strips and whatnot to make it all work. Well, one power strip to make it all work. Good attempt on that parry. I wasn't at the proper angle, so even if he had gotten the proper timing, it would have been what we're calling the new dead angle, even though it's not a dead angle still. I don't know why we're calling it the dead angle, but it's whatever. Basically, if you angle your swings, then people will they'll be forced to get a partial parry instead of a regular parry, and you'll still deal damage. That was the case with that. I didn't intentionally do it, but that's just the way that I was facing at the time, and where he had dodged to, it all worked out that way. So, what's with the unable to summon thing? Like, what's happening with that? Come on now. Let's not be like this. We're going to go a little bit longer just because I'm failing to summon people over and over. It's actually kind of annoying. So, yeah, we're going to go a little longer with this weapon, then we will switch over to this weapon. And then I'm going to do what I actually intended to do. I'm going to finally do these videos the way I had planned to do them initially, working on each weapon for a few minutes on their own, and then at the end of the video getting a few fights with them both in tandem with each other just to show how they can complement each other. So, that's the plan. Aww. You can't just rely on those. They are parryable, friend. Sorry to say. I want that extra little tick of health back. That one slight bit that I was missing. I wanted it in my life. Alright. So, high CPU usage again. And yeah, I'm not running anything outside of the normal stuff. I'll probably actually end up dropping my settings down a little bit. The other day, for whatever reason, YouTube, when I was uploading a video, decided it wanted to be all funky with the timing of the audio, and when I actually, you know, had the video going through, it didn't match up. And I was getting high CPU usage warnings during the video, but when I actually watched it back on my end, everything was perfect. And then when uploading it, it got weird. So I'm wondering if there's any relation in that. I'm wondering if that could be, you know, in any way tied together. I want to eliminate this high CPU usage warning thing that I've got going on. So I'll have to adjust my settings as such. I'll take that hyper armor. Gotta love using the R2s as bait. It's good to know that these R2s have excellent hyper armor just like the other curved swords. Yep. So I learned the other day that if you're blocking while running and then you just stop, you can go right into either a jump attack, your run attack. Oops, didn't do that one right. Or a hop. Just by waiting and then pressing whatever button you need to be pressing to do whatever you desire to do. Works with any weapon. It's a little bit silly. Wow, horrible timing out of 10. So it does have different timing. Excellent. Yeah, I'll just run straight into that instead of rolling. My own fault, apparently. I hit the button for too long. Thought that I only tapped it, but I guess not. The game read it as otherwise. That said, it's time to switch weapons anyway, so that's fine by me. Claws time. Claw time. You mean what I know. So yeah, I ate that throwing knife. I was hungry, don't worry about it. So Mankin claws, they've got the same moveset as the regular claws. Difference is their skill is quickstep versus the leaping slash, which leaping slash is kind of garbage, whereas quickstep is just kind of awesome. So I will take quickstep in my life. I will cherish it. I will love it. And this is going to be a good time. Is that a dark sword? That's a dark sword. I'm not going to be using quickstep for this fight. And that's how it's done. Interesting, though, that I didn't have the stamina for the final right punch on that. Oh, maybe I did, but it didn't do it for whatever reason. Whatever. I won't question it. That was a left punch that I did, and it didn't do the right punch at the end. I swear. I'm not crazy about that. Not this time, at least, guys. Not this time. I do love that attack. And you're using a great shield, so I'm gonna buff. It is a cosplay, I do appreciate that. Way to horribly mistime it. Okay, buddy. You got a great shield, but you're not really using your great shield, and it's really throwing me off. Like, really badly. Oh yes, point down. You got me. I admit that. You got me. I've never seen someone actually be holding a great shield and never really use it. Like, he backpedaled more than he used his shield. And that threw me off, because people who use great shields, they typically get all up in your face, or just, if they do backpedal, they do so without rolling. They rely on their shield more than they rely on their ability to roll. He didn't do that, and that was good for him. Believe me, that was really good for him, because it threw me off horribly. I've never fought someone in this game who actually used a great shield in that manner. It's a good thing. It is in fact a good thing. Let's do a little fashion soulsing. I'm getting a little bit tired of my worker garb, in all honesty. I'm liking the look of it less and less. There's just nothing that really catches my interest that much. I mean, there's this, but that's just everyone's using it. We'll figure it out sometime. An Evelyn. I see. Again, something that's becoming more and more popular. Wow, okay. What do you got for me? I hate how that doesn't force you to take it back right away. I really hate that. That's one thing I am not a fan of with crossbows in this game. They're really hard to punish this time around, because there's no instant reload that you're forced to do. So it makes it really kind of difficult. That said, I'm not a fan of the Mankin claws either. I don't know, something about them. The startup for their attacks is surprisingly short, or long, rather. Like, again, using Quick Step, I feel like I had significantly better luck and an easier time when I used the Thrall Axe. I just feel like that was a lot more user-friendly. I feel like it was a lot easier to do, because I don't know, something about that. It just seems like it takes a while, and then it's L2s also seem to take, or L1s rather, they also seem to take a little bit longer than, I don't know, a little bit longer than I'd like. So, you know, not a bad thing. It's just I'm not a big fan yet. Washing pole. Alright, what you gonna do? It was a good parry. I'm not quite sure why my first R1 right there missed, though. Because it went, like, right by his face. And it just didn't hit him. He got me good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not denying that. I was very outplayed. I just don't understand why he didn't get hit. Also, shame on me for not expecting 5 R1s in a row. But that was a bit lucky in a way. I was actually hoping he'd keep going for it, just to see how long I could actually keep dodging with that and be so close to him. Because it seemed to me like the quick steps, they got slower as they were going on. And that doesn't seem the case, you know, when you're just doing it out in the air. Well, against an actual player, when you're actually target locked, it seemed like they were taking longer and longer to actually recover until the timing of his swing coincided with when I was getting out of my quick step. So, it's good to know. It is very, very good to know. That said, I'm not a fan of the claws, the mannequin claws. They're just not doing it for me. I'm not feeling the love. That said, next time we are going to use the Dragon Slayer axe. It apparently got a buff the other day, or had something adjusted with it the other day. It's apparently really good. I'm just going to buff these just because you're using that weapon. Ooh, swing on that. See, if that could just go in and act and just hit them more quickly, that would be fantastic. But that's not the case. And it just doesn't really work for me because of that. I'd love to just be able to dash in and hit someone with the L1. Like, that would be perfect. But you can't do it. It doesn't have the proper timing. Because it's a guaranteed thing that they will get away before your attack goes off. I think that's the big thing I don't like about this weapon. Like, I think that is it. It's a simple enough thing. I could always just dash in and go for the R1 instead. And then go for the L2. But at that point, I don't know. I don't know if going for the R1 then L1 will allow for a combo. I don't know if it'll let me get 3 hits on them, or if it'll only be the first portion of that double punch, and then the third would just be a free parry for them. We'll have to test it, and that's what we'll do, but... One, two, and 3. Okay. He would have had me right then. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the claws. They're not a bad weapon, but they're just not my thing. For whatever reason, I actually liked the regular claws better. I feel like they were faster for some reason. I'm not sure why. Because I know that they're the same speed. I just feel like when I was using the regular claws, I had an easier time hitting people. And with these, I'm probably just going for the quick step too often. That's probably what's doing it, but even still, I don't know. Something about it. Hello, friend. I'm gonna buff, just 'cause. Yeah, adding the bleed buff does help make them a little bit more viable. That's a bit of an understatement. Fighting people who use heavy weapons is also, that's also a very nice thing. This guy's using a Black Knight Glaive. We'll see how it fares against him. And then after that, we will alternate. Go back and forth between them and see how well we can make that work. Go for probably another 7 minutes or so, get a few more fights in, and call it there. I have a feeling this guy's going to be a failed summon. Just because it's taking so long. Alright. Wilson, what do you have for me? Oh, Goddard swords. You're using those. Okay. So, again, the quick step ability goes away for the time being. Hi, friend. Two hits. That could have killed me. There we go. I knew that it would come eventually. I knew that rolling attack would come at some point in time. Huh. That was tough. That was a tough one. You got me down really low on health and only 2 hits. Scary stuff, guys. Scary stuff. I'm gonna drink some more tea. Alright. Nice and close by. What do you have for me, friend? And now we'll actually be switching up our weapon choices throughout the fight, choosing what suits us best. Aw, the reach on that. The reach on that, though. I'm surprised that his Claymore did that much damage when I was going for my jump attack. Yes, I was in an instability frame, so my damage, you know, it made sense that I would take extra, but I didn't expect that I would take that much extra. This ring here is not helping me out, I can tell you that much. It's not doing me any favors. So, yeah. On that note, though, let's actually just take it off. Sip that a little bit, get some more health. And we'll get in probably 2 more fights. So next time, what do I feel like using? We'll finally get around to using the Greatsword. We'll do that next time. And we'll also finally get around to using the Tailborn Spear. That sounds like a plan to me. Either the Tailborn Spear or... in all honesty, I kind of want to use the Thrall Axe again. But no, we'll go with the Tailborn Spear. Hi, friend. What you using? Why did I try and parry that? Why did I think he was one-handing? Genius move on my part. See, it's just not fast enough. Whoa, funky roll. And why didn't I do a running attack? I ran right into that like a dumbass. Genius. What a genius I am. Struggling. Struggling hard now, guys. Something about those claws, it just threw me off my game. I was doing good until I started using those. I don't know. They're not good against people who have some lag. Their startup for the attack after doing a dash is extremely slow, slow enough where you can't actually hit someone to punish their attack. So that alone is bad enough. Like, I think that's really my main issue with them. Like, if I just compare it really quickly to the Thrall Axe, just for the sake of comparing attack speed. It's slower. It's a little bit slower, but it's slower. And that little bit matters, apparently. That little bit matters a lot. Oh, there's the parry you've been trying for. Is it gonna kill me? Close, but not quite. Jeez. Oh, that so totally hit him before he did his swing. That so totally hit him way before that swing happened. Maybe not way before, but close enough to close enough to before where I shouldn't have died. I suppose I'll accept it, but let's be honest. I think I should have lived through that one. I do deserve to get parried, don't get me wrong. If he did get that parry on me, I was spamming the hell out of him. I'm surprised it took him so many attempts. Shame about the Hornet Ring dealing so much damage, but hey, it is what it is. Just one of those things that you gotta come to accept, even if it is stupid and unfortunate and obnoxious. It's just one of those things. So yeah, next time we will be picking up the Greatsword along with the Tailborn Spear. After this fight, we will be done. What are you using? Naked Man. No, not quite naked. Magic. Hi, friend. You gonna come down and fight me? How about you actually come down and fight me? Now you're just gonna try and cheese me with the magic, aren't you? Oh, there you go. You finally got it. Good job. A little bit of dark sword spam here, a little bit of magic spam there. Makes sense. I should have switched to the curved sword at that point. Had a little bit more hyper armor, could have tanked through a hit or two. Gotten a trade, done a little bit more damage. Oh well, hindsight's 20/20 as they say. Either way guys, that was the end. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all next time.